The offices of Consolidated Motor Sales Corporation are big. The handsome furnishings display excellent taste and are of excellent quality, as if to announce that Consolidated Motor Sales is a big, successful company. The office of the president, naturally, is also big, also beautifully decorated. And Herbert G. Selby, Esquire, the president, is just such a man as you'd expect to head a big, successful business. For you'd be struck at once by Mr. Herbert G. Selby's vigorous and powerful personality, by his very handsome presence, by his cultured accents. Mr. Herbert G. Selby is a big fellow. In fact, Mr. Herbert G. Selby is the big fellow. But that, of course, is a closely guarded secret. Certainly the pretty secretary standing beside Mr. Selby, admiring his profile, doesn't know his real identity. But even if she did, maybe she wouldn't care. Mr. Selby is a most handsome gentleman, and thoughtful, too. He gives his secretary a long moment in which to admire him, and then...
Very well, Miss Fallon. You may take these letters.
Yes, sir.
Oh, I'll be out of the office the balance of this week.
Oh, you're going out of town, Mr. Selby?
To my country place. Get in a bit of skiing.
Oh.
Have to keep fit, you know. No excuse for a chap to let himself go to pot. I shall return on Monday.
Well, if you're leaving now, I'll get the purchase orders for you to sign.
Never mind, Miss Fallon.
Well, if you please, sir, the vice president located 30 units in the medium price range, 1- and 2-year-old models. I have the purchase order ready.
The vice president will sign it. Give it to Mr. Doherty, and hereafter Mr. Doherty will sign all purchase orders.
Yes, sir.
That puzzle you, Miss Fallon?
Well, no, sir.
Perfectly natural, perfectly sound procedure. I'm going to let J.T. take some of the responsibility.
Yes, sir.
Huh?
I couldn't help thinking. You know what you said about keeping fit? We had to order Mr. Doherty another swivel chair.
Oh?
Yes. He's worn out 3 swivel chairs this year. Do you know what the girls in accounting call him, Mr. Selby?
No. What?
Well, no, perhaps I shouldn't tell you.
Go on, my dear.
Humpty Dumpty.
J.T., I didn't expect you back so early.
Apparently, I returned in time to hear a very funny joke.
Joke?
Why, yes. I heard you and Miss Fallon laughing. Won't you tell me the joke, Mr. Selby? I love a joke. All fat men love jokes. You tell me, Miss Fallon.
Well, I forgot what it was.
That's all, Miss Fallon. You want to see me, J.T.?
Yes, sir, if you've a moment.
I was on the point of leaving. Can it wait?
I deeply appreciate your giving me a moment now, sir, if you'd be so kind.
Oh, very well. Yes, Miss Fallon.
Well, I was going to ask Mr. Doherty, shall I put the purchase orders on your desk, Mr. Doherty?
No, send them through channels to the business office as usual, as soon as they're signed, of course.
Well, you haven't signed them yet, Mr. Doherty.
Of course not. I don't sign them.
Yes, but Mr. Selby said... Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Selby. I thought you'd told Mr. Doherty.
I think it's a good idea for you to sign them, J.T. Only natural for the vice president to share the responsibility and authority. You've certainly earned the privilege, J.T.
I'm overwhelmed, sir. Isn't that a handsome gesture, Miss Fallon? But I mustn't let your generosity overcome your good judgment, Mr. Selby.
I beg pardon? Oh, you can leave, Miss Fallon.
Yes, sir.
If you please, I'd like Miss Fallon to hear this and remember it. Will you always remember what I'm about to say, Miss Fallon?
Why, yes, sir.
I'm sure you will, because I'm sure you agree with me that Mr. Selby is a remarkable man. Don't you agree?
Oh, why, yes, I do.
And certainly you agree that Mr. Selby is the heart and soul of Consolidated Motors. Mr. Selby originates all policies. He bears full responsibility for our operations. And though it's kind of him to suggest that I share his responsibilities, Mr. Selby's business genius is so complex. Did you know that there are many things about this business I don't know? Mr. Selby keeps me very much in the dark about many of his transactions. Oh, not that I'm complaining, sir, and thank you just the same, but Mr. Selby will sign the orders, miss.
Yes. All right, I'll do it on my way out.
Yes, sir.
Herbert.
Now, just a moment, J.T. I really did think...
Herbert. Or would you prefer having me call you Big Fella? Oh, you're a fool, Herbert. Well, we'll discuss that later. First, there's something for you to do. I want you to see Helen Powers.
What?
I'll explain so that even you can understand. Your friend, Miss Powers, auditioned a young lady at her dance studio this morning. The young lady's name is Kate Beekman. I want Miss Beekman to work for Gordon Webber. You follow me?
I'm not stupid, J.T. What about the girl?
It's necessary to keep her under observation. I want her to work in the club.
She's a dancer, isn't she?
Yes.
Well, then your problem's simple. Give her a job dancing.
However, the girl was injured. It's impossible for her to dance.
Huh? Well, that complicates it a bit.
Don't worry about it, big fella. All you're to do is ask Miss Powers to approach Miss Beekman.
Certainly not. Now, see here, J.T., I'm not going to ask
What
Helen...
did you say?
I certainly don't intend to ask Helen to assist in a matter of this nature.
You'll do whatever I tell you to do. I'm not pleased with you, big fella.
Stop calling me that.
I think you need a lesson, big fella.
Stop it.
Remember who you are, big fella. Remember, I could walk out and leave this organization around your neck. Isn't that right, big fella? Isn't it? And remember the other things I can do.
All right. You've got me by the neck. But you don't
Shut
have...
up, big fella.
You glory in it, don't you?
What?
You'd rather lord it over me than eat. And you love to eat, don't you? Just like a pig, like a big fat hog.
Careful, big fella.
All right, call me what you want to, Humpty Dumpty. That's the joke, Humpty Dumpty.
I warned you.
Go ahead, Humpty Dumpty. You can lord it over me, but you can't stop them from laughing at you. You hate that, don't you, Humpty Dumpty? Humpty Dumpty. J.T., don't. Please, don't.
Stand up.
What are you...
Stand up, big fella. Don't be afraid. I won't hurt you anymore. Now walk around your desk. Move, big fella.
J.T., I didn't mean it. They don't really laugh at you.
You won't. Not anymore.
I want to apologize.
You're going to. My shoe is untied. The right shoe. Tie my shoe, big fella.
J.T.
Tie it. Tie it now. Thank you. That's very kind, big fella. Oh, not too tight. It's difficult for a fat man to bend over. Now, go back and sit down. And when you speak to your friend, Miss Powers, I'll tell you exactly what to say.
Meanwhile, in the office of Attorney Perry Mason.
Yes, Gertie. Well, Mr. Mason's very busy, but I'll ask him. Chief Francis Riley's lawyer wants to speak to you.
Oh, all right.
Okay, Gertie.
Oh, Mr. Pratt.
Who?
Oh, yes.
Well, I asked you to give the salesman an appointment next week.
I spoke to Francis Riley earlier.
You mean a different
No.
one?
Well, he tried very
Gertie,
hard
you
to
sure
keep
he's a
from telling me
salesman?
anything, but
Look, I'll come out and speak to him
I
myself.
learned something. Yes. Well, the boy is afraid. No, I have no idea. Oh, yes. Yes, I'm going to check a couple of things. So, suppose we get together in a day or so, Mr. Pratt.
Harry.
Just a moment, Della.
Excuse me just a second, but that salesman isn't a salesman.
What? Wait a minute. Mr. Pratt, I will have to hang up. There seems to be a slight complication in the office. Yes, you phoned me. Now, you said the salesman isn't a salesman.
Well, in a way, he is. Here, move your arm, will you?
What are you doing?
Clearing off your desk. I want the office to look real nice when you see him.
Can I see who? The salesman who isn't a salesman?
Of course.
Well, I'm not going to see
Harry,
him.
haven't you ever heard of Mr. Donald Thomas Wallace?
Nope.
Well, you're going to, because I'm going to bring him in right now.
Well, what do you think? Is the big fellow going to ask Helen Powers? And what do you think Mr. Donald Wallace will mean to Perry Mason? Well, you'll join us tomorrow, won't you?